What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye, back again, and quite literally in this case, back again. About 2 minutes removed from my last video. So if you're watching this video about my preview for the game for the first time, do check out my last video where I have a little rant about the sign contracts and the Pirates situation. Video went on about 15 minutes longer than I expected it to go, but hopefully it's a good listen, and hopefully you will at least be entertained and chuckled by my rant. Anyway, let's get back to business. So we are literally back to business, 7 days removed by the time we play that game from the FA Cup. It was a happy birthday in the end, where we struggled and stumbled over the line when it came to beating Preston North End. If you guys have not checked out my review already of that game, on my thoughts about that game, do check it out. I do a video with Robbie Richmond, so it'll be at least a good, entertaining watch for you guys. And it seems to be getting a lot of love, so do go and check it out also if you've not watched that previously. So yeah, back to business. We've got a game against Swansea, and their manager, Paul Clement, who is a coach I quite like. He's coached in a lot of high-profile places, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, very well respected individual. Clearly, you're an Englishman and you're getting them type of high-profile jobs. You know what you're doing. I actually thought he was a little unlucky at the time, and I heard DT say this on his preview video, and I completely agree. I thought he was also a little bit unlucky in being fired from Derby. I didn't really feel like he was doing a lot wrong, to be honest. But I don't know. Those are the shakes sometimes. But yeah, I feel like this will be a difficult game. Let's not let Swansea's league position not kid you. You know, we generally, struggle against this team. I can't explain what it is about playing Swansea. We have the same kind of deer in the headlights feel about Southampton. These are places that typically we don't like to go to. I believe Swansea did the double over us last season. So this won't be easy. Having said that, I do feel like because Swansea are playing that badly, they're not scoring a lot of goals. So that will help us. I do feel like, although as I said earlier, Paul Clement is a good coach. He is a good manager. Well, he's a good coach at the very least. We'll find out if he's a good manager. I do think Swansea's team has a lot of deeper problems. I feel like we may just come a bit too soon for that, a sermon that I found out. So I think that being said, I believe that we'll need to make sure that we are completely firing on all cylinders. And for me, that a lot of that starts with the correct team. Now, I've had a lot of heat over the past couple of days. Over the last week, I should say, over my mission of Ramsey in my Preston team. I still stand by that, even though he ended up playing well. I still stand by that. Having said that, let's take advantage of the good form. So you may hear his name today, but I'll go with my hopeful 1 to 11. If you guys want to know what a hopeful 1 to 11 is, this is the team I would normally play, but not necessarily the team I expect Wenger to select. So this is why I call it a hopeful 1 to 11. For me, I would bring in Petr Cech for this. I know people are slowly losing faith with Petr. I don't think he's playing that well. I am hearing some encouraging quotes come out from the fact that he is very frustrated in himself and the team, but in himself in particular, that he's not getting clean sheets. So I'm hoping that that will show itself in the pitch. We need Petr to get back onto top form. If we have any chance of making a final push for this title, We need Czech. We just need him to focus. So Petr Cech comes back in. Right back, I believe Hector should be okay now. Fingers crossed. He should be all right. Hector Bellerin comes in for this. Sorry, I feel like a burp wants to come out, but it's not coming out. It's really annoying me. Anyway, Mustafi comes in alongside Koscielny. I think Mustafi should be nicely up to pace now. I still felt he looked shaky against Preston, which does worry me a little bit. I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, it's first season, as it is with Xhaka. So I'm really trying to just show some patience. So anyway, I do feel like he'll come in alongside Koscielny, and we'll go from there. On the left-hand side, I will go with Monreal. The understanding is that Goods is back in the squad. However, to tell you the truth, Monreal hasn't done a lot wrong in the last couple of games. In fact, in some of the games where I've been defending really badly, he's actually been the best defender out of the five, which isn't necessarily always saying that much. But at least he's not performing so horrendously. And I don't see there being any spectacular player on the right-hand side that's going to cause Monreal problems for Swansea anyway. So I feel like, I mean, they could play Barrow, I guess, but I don't even know. Does Barrow still play for Swansea? So I don't know. I stick with Monreal nonetheless. In the middle is where I guess your interest will lie. Will I pick Ramsey? I'll pick Ramsey. Yes, all right. I'll hold my hands up. I'll pick Ramsey. He finished the second half well against Preston. Maybe Ramsey is a confidence player. That much I will say for him. When he is in a purple patch, boy, is it a purple patch. Let's hope he's coming into it, because in spite of every bit of criticism I've leveled at this man, at this moment in time, we need him to show the hell up. So this is where I believe he starts to show the hell up. So I expect Ramsey to start alongside Xhaka, who is our only person who can play defensive midfielder in the team. Xhaka needs to improve, because I've not been impressed. Last couple of months, really, I've not been impressed. So Xhaka comes in and does a good job. I really believe he'll do a good job. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Who do I put on my wings? Now, I'm going to go with Alexis on the left-hand side because of who I've got up front. And I believe he's probably learning that position again. So I think that's why Alexis has... Notice Alexis, ever since he's been moved out left, he's gone a little bit quiet. Still showing sparks of brilliance, but it's not as effective as he is up front all of a sudden. How ironic is that? Because we weren't saying that about 6 months ago. But I think Alexis on the left-hand side will be the way to go. Ozil should be over his sickness by now, nice and rested. I'm expecting a good performance from Mesut, a really good performance. And then who would I go on the right-hand side? I suspect Theo may be back for this game. And Vanna does like playing Theo. Ox has been a little bit hit or miss lately. Sometimes he plays really well, sometimes he doesn't. I don't think he was that great against Preston. I would go with Perez, to be honest. I feel like Perez deserves his chance. I keep saying, who does Perez need to blow to start games? And I feel like maybe giving him a run of games may just bring out something special in him. You know, I wouldn't take... Yeah, all right, I know the last time Benner started him, he wasn't amazing or anything, but why not just start him in this? Let's see what happens. You never know. Let's see what happens. Against Bournemouth, he was really effective, scored a goal, had a good impact, was a bit average against Preston, but to be honest, so was the whole team. So I'll start Perez on that right-hand side. And then up front, I think you've got to go with Jury. He is the man on form. I still like the idea of Alexis up front, like most people. But again, Drew is a confidence player. When he is in a purple patch, he's in a serious purple patch. I think while he's in a purple patch, you've got to start him. And in that way, you still have your options of bringing on. Remember, Welbs is back, so you still have your options of bringing on Welbeck. Like I said, I expect Theo to be back, so you still have an option of having Theo back. And you can also bring in Ox if you want to. You can also bring in Iwobi if you want to. So you've got options there in case that doesn't work. Let's go with the man on form. Having said all this, I feel like we'll win. I feel like it'll be a good performance. I don't think it will be spectacular, but I think it'll be good. And I expect us to win 2-0. Do let me know what you feel the score would be down below. If you listen to me for the first time, or even if you listen to me a few times and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. You'll be alerted whenever I do a future video. You guys seem to love it when I do videos with people. I'm working hard and on talking to a few people around that, as always. So keep an eye on that. If you're on Twitter and you're not following me already, do follow me at Colossal Chig. Other than that, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.